Hello and welcome to your Esports Rundown for June 20th, 2025. Had a fairly busy week last week, and we're going to have a fairly busy week this week, but not too unbearable, I would say. So starting off at Fighting Games and CEO, going with Street Fighter. We have Lashar taking the back-to-back for CPT Premiers. Therefore, NL is getting the Capcom Cup 12 spot, and Punk getting just points, and Zhen getting his EWC qualification as well as Crimey. I believe he's like a 14-year-old prodigy out of Chile. It's crazy. The NL Punk matchup just was not going in favor of Punk as he got 3-0'd both times, but he seemed pretty unbeatable. Taking down Ryu, Kichi, and Zhen and looking good the entire rest of the tournament. It's very, very fun to watch. There's just so much good Street Fighter going on right now. I mean, like, the top 8 doesn't include most of these names, and it's just top to bottom an amazing tournament to watch. You should go back and watch some other matches and the finals as well. Going into Tekken, we have Atif finally getting his win again, ironically at CEO where he last won, taking down Ulsan, and then Arslan Ash in third, John Ding in fourth, getting an EWC spot, which I'm so happy for because I am a big fan. Male Ill also getting an EWC spot, getting fifth, tied with Farzine, and then Edge and Yagami getting 7th, 8th, and Yagami got the EWC spot. For 9th place, because it does matter, Tibetano does get an EWC spot, adding another one for Europe. As we look at the bracket, Atif just running the entire bracket, never losing once. It was close against Ulsan in the second matchup, but they were clearly the two best performers this weekend. John Ding almost got it over Arslan, which I would have been interested to see them versus Ulsan, but it is what it is. And then going to Fatal Fury, we have Zhao Hai winning it, as he's clearly the one to beat. Nemo getting the SNK World Cup, or not, is it World Cup? I don't know. The SNK Finals invite as well as EWC. Koji Koji KOG got the other EWC spot, and then ET finally qualifies. Lagia, Reynold, Maso, and Kiku finish out the top 8. I believe Leffen, you have Leffen, VX Punko, and Xe in the 9th to 12th. And then Diathone, Punk in 13th, 16th. So yeah, Zhao Hai just in control. He's the best KOF player / Fatal Fury player in the world, clearly. It's crazy. So there's a bunch of other tournaments. I think Strive was won by this guy. I'm not even trying to say his name. Leffen, Nitro, Jack. Nothing too surprising. It wasn't a giant tournament. Same with Grand Blue, Zane, Blue Sky, B-Paul, Real Ice, Rizzo. Wasn't a giant tournament, so not surprising to see not as much of a turnout. But we got a lot of tournaments this weekend as well. We have the Hessen Crash, which has started today. I haven't been following any of it, but it's just pools. Where we'll have a EWC and SWC spot for Fatal Fury, and we got a good amount of entrants here, as well as going into Strive is just a points event. Same with Grand Blue, and then Street Fighter and Tekken are just money. Going over, I think the big one is City of Cream, is where a lot of the Fatal Fury players are. Is another SWC Finals and EWC qualifier, where we got the big Mexican scene showing up for this one, as they do love their KOF and Fatal Fury. Have Diathon showing up, Jay Wong. So it'll be interesting to see who ends up on top. And also Punk is there. So he could be also, like, I wouldn't count him out. Like, I think there's a few of these guys that do have a qualification already, so it'll be interesting to see. And it is just Fatal Fury. And then we have Chain Shift, which is a smaller tournament in California. It is a TWT event, so there are some people attending because they were in the States. But other than that, it's really not a giant tournament. Same with Grand Blue, and then Fatal Fury is yeah. So, and then, like, I will say for a little bit longer, Topanga is going on right now, where we have in the black division Moke, Fudo, Hibiki, and Gachikun doing really well. Bonchan 1-1, Kosa, Kawano, Ryukichi, and Higuchi all in that lowers and with a losing record. The white division we have Atagawa, Momochi, Kakaru, Todemeshi, Hikaru, Kobayan, Seiya, JR, and Yamaguchi. And I just read the names, I didn't really say the scores, but as you can see, Todemeshi, Kakaru, Momochi, and Atagawa seemingly doing the best right now. I've been watching a few of them, very fun matches, so that is about it for fighting games as we head over to Smash Brothers, where we had CEO last week, nothing really large this week. Hungrybox won Melee, and then Onin won Ultimate. Wasn't a giant Melee tournament really. And then I have to go back to this week. He's not the best. But then we have a Poakage, Kola, Ploopy, Lima, Hyper Kirby, Karu, and Toon fishing at that top 8. And we have this Kamikapalooza Fight Club thing. Apparently a lot of people are entering. It's a big NA focus tournament in Houston. That'll be happening this weekend. And then I believe this is, just Japanese tournament where you have insane players just casually going in Osaka. So I should go that next time I'm over there. So yeah, that is a bit for Smash. Heading over to, let's say Rainbow, I think is what I did. For Rainbow Six, we have the Pro Leagues going on right now. Go to, I have to scroll all the way down, I think. Where is the edit? There we go. For EU, yes, last week we had Mako taking down Gen G in a very close one. G2 taking down Wolves, Vert Pro beating Falcons, Secret beating BDS, and Fnatic beating Wild. Next day, VP took down Gen G, Falcons over Mako, G2 over Secret in a close one. Wolves over Fnatic, and then BDS over Wild. This upcoming weekend of Wolves Secret, Fnatic VP, Gen G Falcons, BDS Mako, G2 Wild, Wolves Falcons, VP Mako, Fnatic Secret, G2 BDS, and then Wild Gen G. Going over to North America, if we get to the group stage. I think we were, yes, this is recording on the 13th, so let's just, SR took down Envy, Oxygen over CTY, Zero looking for Org, WC, or Wildcard, I know that, took down SSG, and Meiji took down C9. Today, Oxygen took down Envy, C9 lost to SSG, SR beat Wildcard, Dark Zero beat M80, and then City, is it just Cruelty, not City. Cruelty lost to Looking for Org. That was yesterday, sorry. Today, we have M80 taking on Wildcard, C9 taking on Dark Zero, Envy versus SSG, Cruelty versus SR, Looking for Org versus Oxygen, and then next week we'll have SSG, LFO, Envy, C9, Oxygen, SR, Dark Zero, Wildcard, and then Cruelty, M80. I'm not refreshing. Good luck. For South America, I believe they didn't start. Yep. So FaZe took down ENX, Loud took down 9Z, Furia took down Los, was BD, Black Dragons lost to NIP, and then Liquid lost to W7M. W7M then beat Enix, NIP beat Furia, which I think is a big surprise, or not a big surprise, but I would have favored Furia. 9Z took down Los, Black Dragons beat Loud, and then FaZe beat Liquid. Next week we will have Black Dragons versus Enix, Lost versus Loud, 9Z versus W7M, NIP versus Liquid, FaZe versus Furia, Enix versus 9Z, Lost versus W7M, FaZe versus Black Dragons, Loud versus NIP, which would be a really good game, and then Furia versus Liquid, which would also be a good game. And then also this, I forgot to mention, FaZe versus Furia would be a banger. Heading to APAC North, we have KAG taking down Mirage, Scars beating Enterforce 36, VRX taking down DK, PSG losing to Kenotrope. Next, or tomorrow, we're gonna have Kenotrope versus VRX, Mirage versus PSG, DK versus Scars, Enterforce 36 versus KAG, and then on Sunday, PSG versus Enterforce, VRX versus KAG, Mirage versus Scars, Kenotrope versus DK. Let's go KAG Osaka. Big fan. And that's all I'm covering for Rainbow because it's already a lot. Apex finished up their qualifiers. So it looks like, I think this is, they're going to talk about the final. So for the final for North America, is that fun? Yeah, Rock Esports took the final, which I believe they're already qualified for the regular season. No, they weren't. Wait, what? No, they already were qualified, so they got into the finals. So nothing big there. EMEA in the finals. Go Next took the win over Alliance, Navi, Ronin, GG, Zero Tenacity, and then they have made it if they haven't already qualified. And then APAC North, who won the final? Okay, no one crazy and won the final. It was SBI taking the final, Crazy Raccoon in second, Enterforce 36 in third. I believe those are the only match point teams. We have Fnatic at fifth, and then Kenotrope at seventh. So we have our EWC entrants, I believe, all here. There is a last chance qualifier, so I don't know what the group play is, and we'll figure it out as it gets closer, but I know it's far away. Going to Overwatch. Just gonna go down the list. We have NA finishing up their regular season, I believe. Yep. And so they're already done, I think. No, so GK took down NTMR, TL took down Sakura, Extinction beat Supernova, TL beat Dill Ducks, and then SSG took down Extinction. Heading to the playoffs. It's not to the playoffs. We have GK versus Space Station, NTMR versus Liquid, and then the losers will go play Sakura and Extinction on Sunday. These are going to be tomorrow. For EMEA, I have to go back. Okay. For EMEA, I'm just going to go to the playoffs. We have QAD versus Ultimates, Twisted Minds versus Vert Pro, and then the losers will have to play Gen G in the lower bracket, which is not where they want to be. And then Team Peps as well. Again, same situation. These are going to be tomorrow on Saturday, and these are going to be on Sunday. Frostdale and One Dip versus Gorillas are going sent to the relegation. Going sent? That's not. I am all over the place, guys. China, they are still in the regular season, I believe. Weibo and Team ZC, the two teams that we really thought were going to run it, are running it. Rock Esports does seem to be a close second, but they don't seem to be a match for Team ZC and Weibo at the moment. I'm where, yeah, Weibo 3-0. So we have final weeks of matches, and then they'll be going to their playoffs very soon for the midseason qualifier. And then in Japan we have not the regular season overview. We have the playoffs almost completed, where we have Pleaser Hairband taking in Inferno, who then lost to Varel 4-0, and then Aplum Tiger beating Lazuli, and then Reject beat them 4-0. This grand final is going to be on the 22nd at midnight, so pretty much on the 21st. It's going to be a LAN, so I highly suggest watching. It's going to be a fun game, and the two clear top teams of the regions. This scares me a little bit with Varel dominating the first match, but I will not count out Reject, especially because they have Kalios and Edison. I feel like they have the it factor. Top Dragon, and don't get me wrong, Top Dragon, Nico, crazy. KSG, great tank. But I wouldn't count them out. I'm not going to favor them, but I wouldn't count them out. Going to Korea, we have the playoffs getting ready to start, or already starting. We have Zeta taking down Onside Gaming, and then Crazy Raccoon taking down Falcons, and that means Falcons is eliminated from the mid-season, or well, they're not eliminated. They're going to have to play in the last chance qualifier, but they're not going to auto-qualify from APAC. So we have T1 versus Zeta Division for one of those EWC spots. We have All Gamers versus Crazy Raccoons for also for one of those spots. Or, well, for all gamers to qualify. If all gamers win, they qualify. Crazy Raccoon are already qualified. So that will be tomorrow morning, right in the AM. Just again, banger games. And then I'll look at Pacific because we have the Gatos Guapos getting to the mid-season championship with Neon, Color Hex, Gilly, Aki, Rack Attack, and Light. I believe their coach is Gator, so good for them winning it all. I'll look down at the playoffs where they beat 99 Divine 4-2 to stamp their ticket to the mid-season championship. That's pretty much it. Gonna move over to let's do League of Legends first because there's not many things to talk about and it's kind of already spoiled. So let's go to just finished LTA. Where's LTA? LTA North. LTA North, we had an absolute banger of a series where Cloud9 beat Shopify, but in another Game 5, FlyQuest takes down C9 and makes it to the mid-season championship, or MSI. FlyQuest, I would say, looks like the best team in the region, but C9 also looks amazing. I gotta get, C9 played so well. I don't want to really rain on their parade. And then Furia, full Brazil roster, 3-0'd Pain to make it to the mid-season championship. So we will have these 10 teams: Gen G, T1, Anyone's Legends, CFO, FlyQuest, Koi, BLG, Furia, G2, and GAM in the play-ins, which actually starts in 6 days, so I gotta go over it. In the play-in stage, we will have G2 facing Furia, and then GAM versus BLG. And so they will be playing into the bracket stage where I believe Gen G, T1, Anyone's Legends, Koi, FlyQuest, and CFO are all waiting. So it seems a little rough for G2 and BLG, but they should be able to make it out, no problem. Also want to mention real quick, EMEA is about to finish up, or EMEA Masters, and it's going to be Los Ratones versus Barca tomorrow morning. Barca beat Carmine Corp Blue, who beat Los Heretics, so that side of the bracket was kind of stacked. It's kind of crazy, at least in terms of name value. So that's about it. I head over to Dota, where nothing super large happening immediately today. I want to go over the EWC qualifiers and just show who's all made it. In EWC qualifiers, we have GG, Extreme, Navi, Cyber Goose, Heroic, Shopify, Creation, and then Vert Pro, all making it. And for where's also TI stuff? Yeah, TI. Of the qualified teams, we have Navi, Nigma, Aurora, Extreme, Team Nemesis, Boom, Wildcard, and Heroic. And then we have another one, which is Dota just never calms down. We have PGL Wallachia in Bucharest, where we have this Swiss stage starting where Team Liquid will be playing Heroic, Tundra will be playing Extreme, Team Spirit will be playing Wildcard, BetBoom will be playing Edge, Aurora will be playing OG, All Gamers will be playing Vert Pro, Garmin Gladiators will be playing Avalis, and Nigma will be playing Navi. And then they will be going throughout the week and having their quarterfinals and stuff start on the weekend. So we will check back in around that time. Going to the other Valve game, the Blast Major is going on as I speak. In the playoffs, I'm just going to start from there. Other than G2 not making it in Liquid, we have Team Spirit losing to Mouse, and then Vitality dominating Navi. So that would be in the semifinal tomorrow. FaZe Clans are playing the Mongols right now, I believe, and then Pain Gaming beat Furia 2-1 in a pretty big upset. And again, they will be playing the winners of FaZe Clan versus the Mongols. Nothing else major than that. To go over to Valorant. Masters Toronto has been kind of crazy, where we'll just go to the playoffs immediately, where Sentinels took down XLG, Wolves beat RRQ, Gen G beat Fnatic, Wolves beat Gen G in a shocker, and then PaperX beat Sentinels in another, not as much a shocker, and then PaperX beat Wolves and are in the grand finals, and the PaperX that did not look good at all somehow turned it around. I don't know how they do it. G2 in the lower bracket took down XLG and then took down Gen G, but lost to Fnatic. Fnatic beat RRQ, who then beat Sentinels, who then beat G2, and are in the lower bracket finals versus Wolves, who are trying to get that rematch in the grand finals. That is happening tomorrow, and then the finals will be on Sunday. And I believe that's actually it. Because there's no Rocket League. Rocket League will start. Oh wait, no, Rocket League starts on Thursday, right? Yes. So we will talk about Rocket League, where we had the Swiss stage. That is just the dumbest thing imaginable. Because for some reason, we have two NA teams playing. All four NA teams are playing each other. And just in any world, tell me how that makes sense. That we have a major, and we have Gen G playing NRG, and SSG playing Ultimates. It makes no sense. There's a better seeding we could have. But other than those teams, and again, that rant out of the way, KC's gonna be playing Twisted Minds, Gentlemates are playing Footballists, Fury is playing Wildcard, Dig is playing Vert Pro, formerly Luminosity. So that is the APAC representative. Same team, just different org. Falcons are playing Secret, and then Vitality is playing TSM. And then they will be going through the highs and lows matches throughout the weekend, and then ending in the grand final. So we will catch back in during the week, but it's gonna be a lot of really good Rocket League, and I might even go. We'll see. That being said, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are.